Good morning, everyone. This is Shelby with Shelby Creations, and welcome back to the Dragon Stand. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video, but we started doing some repairs on the house. We had a roof put on, and during that we had to replace more than just the roof. Found out that we at one time had been struck by lightning. Didn't know it. After the roof, then we had windows going all the way around the house. So we started with the ones here in the Dragon Stand. At which time we found out that we're living in my parents' home. After my grandparents needed to move in, my father had enclosed the carport. It's level with the rest of the house and made it sort of like a mother-in-law suite or a big den with a full bathroom. And the person who did the work for him, instead of putting the flashing to go to the outside of the window, it went to the inside. So, make a long story short, this whole outside wall, and my desk faces the outside wall, excuse me, the whole exterior had to be replaced. So, we could not use this room at all for a long time. And what's left in here, besides the molding around the windows, are new lights going in. So if the lighting is kind of dark, please, bear with me. The lights will be going in this week. Thank goodness. But during all this process, I have found out several things. One major thing: sawdust reproduces. Yes, there was a lot of sawdust in here, and of course we had to clear everything off and wash everything down, get it all up, and then clean everything as we put it back. And we found more sawdust. And every time we thought we got it all cleaned up, there was more sawdust. So yes, sawdust reproduces. So it's been, just a short while that I've been able to get back in here and get my desk situated, or my corner of the Dragon Stand. And you come to a time to where you're tired of doing it and you just want to play for a little bit. And I found some interesting facts while playing I'd like to share with you today. When we're working on our journals, we're always tearing up strips of material. I use an old sheet. I got that tip from Pam at the Paper Outpost. And I had these strips of material, and all I did was take, I'm not sure you can see that, my little stamps and stamp along them. So now when I need something to go in my journal, I can simply snip off one, and of course, you know me, I'm going to fray the edge some, and there I've got something to go on a snippet. I can just attach it to a paper clip. I'm losing my words here. So that gave me, now that was one of the little things that I was playing with. So I did a couple of strips, and they're turning out pretty good so far. Another one I had, I could not find a line, now I can't even remember, words are losing me. A line stamp. I had looked, and I couldn't find one that I really liked. And I didn't want to wait on Amazon or, AliExpress or eBay, any like that. I wanted it right then. So I took a piece of foam core, just plain foam core board, and my first attempt was gluing tiny strips of fun foam. And this is kind of like you get at the dollar store, and it's fairly, thin, and it works to an extent. What have I got here? A piece of old book right here. Pull out my stamp, and then just stamp it up. And of course, lines are not straight. Nothing I do is straight. I can't draw a straight line. I can't. cut a straight line, but it gives me a type of journaling spot. It'd be nice on the back of cards or whatever. So, you know, and that works. So I stuck it over in my pile. That's one thing I learned. I saved the other ones up here. The next thing I did was I took another piece of foam core and I cut little slits in the edges and simply wound embroidery floss through it. As you can see, this is where I tied it. So this is where I know where the back is. And then the front. And as you can tell, it's quite worn. Bring out my page again. And I ink it up. So anything you can find like this that you can make yourself, I'm all for. And then put this one down so that we can see the difference. And yes, the lines are lighter. I'm not sure if you can see the difference or even see them. But it gives you a hint of something, and it works for me. So those are two ways to get mind stamps that are fairly inexpensive. And then, let me see, I had something else here. Tags. I am notorious for cutting the strips for my tags where I think I've got enough. Simply snip it off, and then you go to put it through, and you find out that you don't have enough space to put your fingers through there. And my fingers aren't tiny. What I do is I take my tweezers, stick them through the hole, come up, grab my ends, pull it through. Well, if it will go through. Did I grab both of them? No, let's try that again. It works. But of course, on camera, it's going to flub up. So, stick it through again. Go through the loop with your tweezers. Grab both ends. Pull it through. And voila. And there I have it. All I need to do is trim up my ends. And it works. I know I cut that one really, really short. But I thought that was kind of neat. So tweezers can be our best friend. Another thing I found out, while everything was down, I thought I would go ahead and get my scissors sharpened. They haven't been sharpened in like a couple of years. And what I use are these little, they're stainless steel, made in Taiwan. But they're LA Cross scissors. They're mainly for hair. And I had a cousin who's a blacksmith, and he was in town, and he sharpened them for me to cut paper. Now I've got glue on them. So they are very, very sharp. But when I went to get them sharpened, I was told that the ones that I had going with these, let me see if I got a pair here, that I had bought thinking that, you know, they would work, and they didn't. They have a serrated edge. So I figured, well, let's take them all and go get them sharpened. These are trash. They cannot be sharpened. So the only reason I like them is because they've got the little tag or tail down here. So it's easy for me to control my scissors. The lady that her husband was doing the sharpening said that to get a decent pair of scissors, yes, they're going to cost a little bit, and she recommended the Mundial, M-U-N-D-I-A-L scissors. So I got two pair. I got the regular, like 5-inch scissors. Then I got the little teeny pair. These are awesome for fussy cutting, let me tell you. These are really good. And so I don't have to worry about getting these sharpened. These are good for paper, material, lace, everything. These are awesome. So if you want to, if you need to get a new pair of scissors, you want to invest a little bit, those are really good. These are still my standby, and they have been sharpened. So, I love these because they, like I said, they have the tail, and it's easy for me to control my scissors. I keep those on my desk. These, trash, right in the trash can. When putting things back into my workroom, I came across all my acrylic stamps, and I used to have them in CD cases, and they worked for a while. But and then what I would do is I would take what was the little acetate sheets with the things on them, tape it to the front, slide those in the front of the CD thing, CD case, put my stamps here, close it up, and would label them. They were great. But the one day that I came in here to put everything back and got tired and figured, well, I'm just going to play for a little bit. I went to take a stamp out, and I had picked out my word stamps, and went to take them out of the case, and some of them have turned very hard and, well, crinkly. Some of them, pulling them off, actually, as you can see, it's hard to get them off. They stuck, and they won't come out. Others left a residue on some of the cases that don't come off, and then some of them have an oily effect to them. So this system didn't work very well. So I had to go to another one. And what I did was so simple. All I did was, let me pull one down here, page protectors. And let me pull the whole, because I can take the whole thing out so I can show you. I took a page protector with the backing sheet that comes with them, comes between them. Leave that on there. I simply stuck my stamps on here, and look how easy they peel off. Yeah, this one's going to give me a little bit of trouble, but they're great. Then I took another sheet of acetate, laid it on top. Well, get them straight, shall. It's that simple. I took another piece of cardstock. Now, before you put this acetate sheet on, ink up the whole page. Take your cardstock, put it down, and make your impression of what you have on your page. This is after you get it pulled. Turn it over, and I know what's on it. Yeah, it's opposite, but I know what's there. And all of this slides into a heavy-duty sheet protector. Now, once you get them in here, you can put them in a binder. I don't have a binder big enough to hold mine. So what I found was one of the those paper file holders. I've got them stuck in there, and then the ones that I use constantly, my background stamps, my the one that looks like postage paid and all, they're all in. These are the ones I use all the time. I'm constantly pulling from these. And I have these few sitting right here on my desk for me to use. Another thing, when I was doing different workbooks and I was laminating pages, I made a few boo-boos. Like this one I cut on the wrong side. Where's the other ones? Yeah, that one's just blank. This one was from where I worked delivering newspapers for a while. During the pandemic, we had to have this in our window at all times. But instead of throwing this away, now that I'm no longer there, I save it, because now if I want to dye something or work with something that's messy, I do it on here. And then when I'm done, I simply take a wet wipe it off, paper towel, and it keeps my desk clean. I'm sorry, my words are just stuck in my head and not wanting to come out this morning. Something else we do. Now I've got, put it out. I've got a junk journal that's just my personal one. It's one I've been working on, you know, here and there. My play dates. It's nothing, you know, really extravagant. I made it out of a file folder that I just decoupaged all different kind of napkins on. And see, it's nothing great, nothing to write home about. But when you come across old cards, and some of the old ones are made out of vellum, the really old ones. I found one that had, you know, this on the front. So I fussy cut this out. The inside, there was writing up here and down here, which I simply trimmed off. So now I've got sentiments for another card. Plus, with those big ones are folded in fourths. That gave me 2 little sheets of some nice quality vellum. So don't give up on, you know, old things. Look at the paper that you come across. It's like, there's my little stamp on the cloth. But this is just my whatever journal, whatever I feel like doing. I stick in here. That was from my first lucky bag. It's a thing they do in Japan. That simply got stenciling on it. I found out, now these you can buy in a pack. I think I got mine at Hobby Lobby. I simply glued them together to make a simple tag. But they come out warped. Stick it under your desk, under your mat, and it'll come out nice and flat. Then all of you know that I love stamps. These are ones that I've taken off of letters. So I've got one there. I've got several here. But something I found out. Now I thought I was being really smart. And I went and did a bunch of them. Some are homemade, some are, you know, even the ends of old thread bobbins. But I did. I peeled them off or just tore the paper from around them so I got the edges. Put them in here in my sticker box. What I did not realize is that when you use your Xyron for this, you usually want, I think they made it to use when you take it off and you use it right then, not store away. Because what I have found out is that when you go to peel these off after they've sat for a while, some of the peeling, you see one that's going to do it, is going to, I'm not sure if you can see it, but the sticky sort of gets stringy between the two. Like it doesn't want to come off the backing. And it was really bad. This was something I just, what I call fussy tore out. It was on wrapping paper. But I'm not sure you can catch that. But you can see the little strings in between where the adhesive is sort of like not wanting to pull off. What I found that remedies that is simply take your bone folder to the back, burnish it really good. Do that one, I'll do this one. I'll come back here and I'll redo this one. So that now if I peel it off, I'm not getting any of those sticky strings. So that's one thing I learned. Or another thing I learned. So now I can use these quite easily. What I was telling you about the stamps, you could sit here, and I've done it before, and come in here and carefully lift it all up and peel it away. That takes time. So if I get one edge up now, I simply tear along the edge very carefully, get to this edge, and I'm going to come down this way and tear all along this edge. And if it tears a little bit, that's okay. Come around and start from the other side. But it's going to leave some paper back here. I don't care about that. Nobody's going to see it. But that's another little thing that I have learned in my play days while waiting for work to get done here. I hope some of these little tips and hints you've enjoyed. I will be back doing more videos. Yay! And please forgive me for my long absence. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And thank you for watching in. Bye, guys.